Welcome to Philosophy for Chads, Episode 1. Today I'm going to talk about some very important philosophical topics. I'm going to begin the first episode by talking about Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch. You see, philosophy up to the end of the 19th century was done mostly by academics who lived in cloistered settings and worried about things like signification and whether or not tokens of mathematical expressions ontologically represented real objects, and other bullshit like that. Then, Friedrich Nietzsche came along. This man overturned philosophy like no one since Plato himself had ever done. He recognized that the foundation of Western civilization, its basic moral framework, was nothing more than a structure of power relations. In other words, he was a Chad. He realized that you did not need to exist within an academic institution, or really obey any rules at all, in order to be a powerful, mind-bogglingly smart philosopher. This man lived paycheck to paycheck off of a pension paid to him by the German state like the bitches they were, and he marauded around the Mediterranean, attending resort towns during their off-seasons so that he could get some quiet to write. This man was so powerful that he drove himself insane by the end of his life. And sadly, his work was co-opted by his horrible sister and used to support things like the Nazi regime. Nietzsche himself would not have approved of the Nazis, not only because they failed to be successful, but because they determined human nature in some sort of iron law of the universe, again, subordinating themselves to some sort of idol. Whereas Nietzsche wrote about the twilight of the idols, the glorification of the self, outside of the academy, outside of racial narratives about the march of history, and certainly outside of pathetic, despicable ideologies like socialism. This is a man we should all look up to. His concept of the Übermensch encapsulates this. Being an Übermensch means doing whatever the hell you want. Sounds really simple. Sounds like an idea that's, trivial or the machination of some sort of angsty high school kid. But it's not. This idea is so non-trivial, so upending to the moral order of Western civilization, we can't imagine a world without this idea. Nietzsche destroyed Western civilization. Today we have shadows of this idea that have been largely corrupted from his original incisive insight. But we can get back there. We can return to the true idea of the Übermensch if we truly commit to overcoming ourselves. And brothers, that is what this channel is dedicated to.